Whether you need more space, less space, or just the right fit, I'll help you create a smart strategy that makes sense for your family and your goals. With over a decade of experience right here in Lake Norman, I know this community, and I treat every client's goals like my own.
Call Jeff today or visit BlueOakRealtyGroup.com. Outstanding service. Smart moves. That's Blue Oak Realty Group.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, bringing you all the exciting Mooresville events and happenings. And please welcome my wonderful guest co-host, Mr. Sean Owens.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Miss Alyssa Anderson.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I can't even call you like really guest co-host anymore.
Oh, I think
part of the rotation.
I think just I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're here. You're
Yes,
here
sir.
every other. Well, Sean and Alyssa are part of our experience and engagement team with the town of Mooresville. Help make all the magic happen in our community. Super excited to talk about some of those events a little bit later that are coming up. We are also excited to have two wonderful ladies in the studio this morning to talk about an organization that I think we can all agree is much needed, very important work that you all do. But we have Beth McKeithan.
That's right.
Did I say it right?
You did. Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning. Who is the executive director of Dove House.
That's it.
And Miss Amy Stevens, who does not have a mic, but you guys can share.
We can.
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here. You all have a special event coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're excited. We just came from the Mack Center this morning. So
Nice.
We did.
Nice. Well, we're going to talk all about an evening for Dove House in a little bit. But before we do, we like to keep our listeners informed within the news. All right, couple stories that I want to share. So the first story, Sean and I got the opportunity to guest host Lake Norman. Good morning, Lake Norman yesterday.
Yep.
It was a cool experience.
That was a great time. I mean,
Yeah.
no pressure, but I think we did pretty well.
I think we did too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
One of the things we talked about during our guest host segment yesterday was the Artemis II mission.
Yeah.
And as I was kind of just digging into that, I found a really cool connection that the Artemis II mission has with Mooresville.
This is really cool. Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited. So Pine Lake Prep graduate has been working in mission control for NASA on this Artemis II mission.
Wow.
Very cool. It's a Pine Lake Prep graduate, Bryce Clegg, who graduated from Pine Lake Prep in 2017. He's playing a key role in Artemis II space mission. He is a guidance, navigation, and control engineer with Lockheed Martin, who is, of course, working on the mission. He's in mission control. Which is NASA's first mission with a crew aboard, the deep space rocket, the Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft. But the mission's goal is to pave the way for the lunar surface missions, establishing long-term lunar science and exploration capabilities. We talked a little bit yesterday about how Artemis II is kind of paving the way for Artemis III, who will actually land on the moon.
It's been amazing to watch. I mean, the pictures I was watching this morning, they were saying that it's the first time that a human has seen Earth and moon in the same shot, because they were behind the moon looking back and just seeing how colorful the Earth is and how small it is compared. The Earth is very small compared to the moon, but you kind of like wrap your head around it. It's like, wait a second. Yeah, you got to be behind the moon to see the Earth and the moon at the same time.
Yeah, it's
so
really
it's
cool.
pretty cool. So they're doing the boomerang right now and swinging their way around and coming back to Earth soon. So
it's cool, and I mean, what an amazing opportunity to get to work on a mission like that. Bryce, who went to Pine Lake, he was actually part of the Spork robotics team. We talk about the Sporklings a lot on this radio show because they do some pretty amazing things. These are talented kids.
Yeah.
They build robots that can achieve tasks. It's amazing. So we are big Sporklings fans. We talk about how they get to go to state. They're very, very successful team. But he was part of that when he was at Pine Lake Prep. And then Bryce also earned a bachelor's in aeroscience, aeronautical, and astronautical space engineering from Virginia Tech with a master's in system engineering from University of Denver. So this kid's like set up for success.
So he's really good at Xbox, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All that helped him to get to NASA.
He gets to hold the remote
Yeah.
control now at NASA. So
He quite literally is rocket science.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
He is literally a rocket
All
scientist.
right.
Very cool. But yeah, so congratulations, Bryce, and shout out to his mom, who is a teacher at Pine Lake Prep, Leslie Clegg. We're going to try to actually we got our schedulers working on seeing if we can get a phone call set up with him.
That'd be cool.
He's probably a little busy right now.
Yeah.
But maybe once Artemis lands, maybe he'll do a call-in, a radio show call, and we get to talk to him. Find out how it was working on his first NASA space mission.
Yeah. Love it.
Very cool. Another story that I want to share, we talk a lot about numbers and rankings, and, I think the most recent rankings were Mooresville's the top or the 5th fastest growing community in the U.S. And we have that ranking sometimes, but one that came out that I want to share is the Charlotte metro region, which includes Iredell County as a whole, actually outpaced most of the U.S. areas for 5-year growth. We're continuing to attract thousands of people to this area, but it's not just Mooresville. It's the county, it's the Charlotte, metropolitan area. But it's actually now put us in the top 10 nationally. The Charlotte Concord Gastonia Metropolitan Statistical Area, called an MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area. We are the 7th highest across the nation in that 5-year period. The Census Bureau is the one that collects the data. There are 387 metropolitan statistical areas. That Charlotte Concord Gastonia area is just one of those, but out of all 387, we are 7th.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those like good thing, bad thing, obviously with the traffic
Right.
and congestion, schools and, everything infrastructure. But it's like, we do live in a nice area.
We do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's our own fault for making it so nice.
I know. Because now everybody wants to come here.
Right.
That's the problem. Yeah. Now, we're so great that everybody wants
everybody
to
wants to
share
be
in our
with us.
greatness.
Yeah.
Another story I want to highlight is that the 2026 Health Reach Heroes Luncheon is set for April 28th. So we have some amazing nonprofits, as we have in the studio today, that are really doing some great work in our community to, help make that better. And Health Reach is one of those. They host an event every year, their annual luncheon. It's on April 28th in downtown Mooresville at the Charles Mack Citizen Center from 11:30 to 1. You can reach out at heroes@healthreachclinic.org if you are interested in getting a table or being, contributing in some way to that event as well. Health Reach provides free medical care and medications to uninsured adults in Iredell County. They've been doing it since 2003. So if you want to help further that mission, you can join and take part in the luncheon as well. And there's lots of them coming up, actually. Lots of news, I think, in the nonprofit world in general. Hope of Mooresville is launching their LKN Housing Heroes Challenge to help, find housing for homeless women and children in the area. So lots of ways that you can, help with those missions. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Ms. Beth and Amy with the Dove House. All right, we'll be right back on Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, pretty comfortable day of weather around Lake Norman. Nice and dry, plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s for most of our neighborhoods. Low 40s overnight, mid 60s for our Wednesday. We'll get a little warmer gradually as we go through the rest of the work week. Back around 80 by the weekend, and still really no chance for rain in sight, even though we could really use some. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. On April 11th, you can enjoy a great meal while supporting a great cause. The Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department is hosting a drive-through barbecue chicken fundraiser starting at 11 a.m. until sold out at Station 1. For just $10, you'll get barbecue chicken, baked beans, slaw, a roll, and dessert, all while helping support local firefighters and community safety initiatives. It's an easy way to give back and enjoy a classic meal at the same time. And looking ahead to May, mark your calendar for a big community celebration. WSIC Family Fest 2026 takes place May 2nd from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Purple Heart Homes headquarters in Statesville. This event celebrates 79 years of WSIC with free admission for everyone and a full day of shopping, family fun, and live entertainment. There'll be a large community yard sale, food vendors, live music, and activities for all ages, with a portion of proceeds supporting Purple Heart Homes. Whether you're hunting for deals, grabbing lunch, or just enjoying a day out with family and friends, it's a great way to connect with the community. For vendor information and full event details, visit WSICnews.com.
Merlefest 2026, presented by Window World, delivers music, moments, and memories each year. Hear Allison Krauss in Union Station featuring Jerry Douglas, Old Crow Meta Show, Charles Wesley Godwin, Blackberry Smoke, Molly Tuttle, Railroad Earth, the infamous String Dusters, Joy Alada Coon, Maggie Rose, Sam Bush, Peter Rowan, Steep Canyon Rangers, the Costellos, the Creekers, and more. Join us April 23rd through 26th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. For the full lineup and tickets, visit merlefest.org.
For even more local events and everything happening around Lake Norman, head to liveworkplaylkn.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And welcome back to Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News. We have two amazing ladies in the studio today to talk to us about a very special event that's coming up, an evening with Dove House, which is their annual gala. And it's at the Charles Mack Citizen Center, April 18th. I guess first, for people that may not be familiar with Dove House and what it does, tell us a little bit about Dove House.
Sure. Okay, so Dove House is a children's advocacy center. We work with child victims of sexual abuse. We serve Iredell and Alexander counties. And so when a child makes a disclosure of sexual abuse, then if DSS, Department of Social Services, or law enforcement get involved, there has to be an active investigation involved, and then they make a referral to Dove House. And the child comes in with their non-offending caregiver for an appointment, and we do a forensic interview with the child that's created to reduce trauma. And then we do a medical exam, and then we provide therapy for the child ongoing. We also stay in touch with that family for as long as they need us. So through that court process, which could take years depending on the case. And we just want to make sure that we are surrounding that family with all the things that they need to get through that process, because it can be very scary. What they've been through is scary. And so we want to get them on a path to healing and get them on a path that helps that family moving forward. We also we have all of our representatives, so law enforcement, DSS, mental health, all the people that have a hand in that case. We meet once a month and go over all of our cases to make sure everything that's supposed to be happening is happening. We teach a prevention program in the schools. So we're in every school in Mooresville graded, Iredell, Statesville, and Alexander County schools. And we just teach prevention, body safety, what happens if in first and fifth graders. And we just hired a second person to expand to middle and high schools this next year. Wow. And yeah, what am I missing? That's it.
You covered it.
Well, first of all, I think I hate that your service is needed in general. Yeah. But I think it's something that, if we're being honest with ourselves, it's something that happens, right? It happens, and it needs to be addressed. And I'm so grateful that you all are there to, walk these kids through that process so that they are not further traumatized
Right.
by the process. Because I think, that can be something before we kind of realized, society is like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing these things or handling this in that way. That sometimes we can do further harm.
Yes, absolutely. And for these kids, I mean, we do wish we could work ourselves out of a job, but unfortunately, the internet has and further perpetuated the issue. But we are trying to do everything, if we can stop it before it happens, that's really, one of our main goals, and working closely with other nonprofits in the community. But when it does happen, we want to try to do everything we can to make that situation better for that child.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there anything, obviously, I think this is something we, all love to, see gone as well. And like you said, work yourself out of the job. But what can we as, parents, adults do to, try to prevent this from happening or try to support, or if we encounter people, do you have any advice for your average citizen?
That's a great question. So, we talk about if you see something, say something. And, people don't always know that all adults are mandated reporters, and it is actually a misdemeanor if you fail to report. So if you know something, all you have to do is suspect. We want you to report it and let the people who do these investigations to, figure it out from there. Also, open communication with your children. We talk about using devices in common areas and not letting kids have access to it. Social media is not designed for kids below the age of 13. So we're trying to do as much of that education in the community. So if anybody has any groups, any churches, schools, PTOs that we can come and speak to, we're trying to do as much of that education, because it is not easy to navigate through. And kids learn things from other kids at school, and they're exposed to stuff. And so I used to teach and say, if your child is exposed to this, and now when I teach, I say, your child's going to be exposed to this, so here's how you navigate it.
Right.
Just to make sure we're doing all the things to keep these kids safe.
Absolutely. No, that's great advice. And you said if you see something, say something, and that to report if you do suspect. Who is the best person, to report that to? Do you go straight to the police? If it's in school, is it a guidance counselor? What is your advice there?
So the law actually says now to report it to law enforcement and DSS. DSS is really the first point of contact, and their information is on our website. It's on their website, but you can always call 911 and they'll get you to the appropriate person. But they just want to make sure that it's being reported, and then we can kind of step in from there.
Absolutely. And Dove House is a nonprofit. And
Yes.
so how are you funded?
We are funded by personal donations and grants, and we do try to diversify that as much as possible. We're really lucky to be in this area, where we have this incredible community support, but we're also in an area where it's growing. So we at Dove House, through having Amy on board, we're trying to really map out the next 5 to 10 years and what that looks like for Dove House and how we can make sure it's here for perpetuity. But dealing with growth, we're expanding our services to cover more types of abuse, and then we're also just trying to deal with the people moving to the area. So what that looks like for Dove House.
Absolutely. And one of the the things, the ways in which you fundraise every year is hosting an event, which we're going to talk about in a second. You do a couple events a year, a luncheon, and then a gala. The gala is coming up. But before we do, I want to kind of talk about your roles and each of you at Dove House. Excuse me, Beth, you're the executive director. What does an executive director do, and kind of how did you get into that role?
Yes. So I kind of I try to be more of the idea person. I try to be the overseer. I have done every role at some point at Dove House, really, except for, I've kind of done Amy's role, but not to the extent that she does it. So I really try to provide a lot of support for my staff and making sure that they have all the things that they need to work with these families, because it's hard work and it's heavy. And we try to be really good to our staff because we realize that it's hard. And, you know, you see a lot of turnover in this field, and we have 2 staff that have been with Dove House since the very beginning, so 24 years.
That's amazing.
So we just try to do all the things to support, because we call it secondary trauma when you hear trauma.
Right.
So I actually grew up in this area in Terrell, but after college I went to East Carolina, and then I was in the Peace Corps and in Africa, and there was a lot of abuse there because of alcoholism and HIV. And so that I had a business degree, but that got me into the field. So when I came back, I knew I wanted to be a little closer to home, and you know, it just, they say these jobs find us. We don't find these jobs. So we kind of just fell into it. But I worked in Rowan County for years, and then came over to Mooresville. So it's good to be back home. But yeah, it's definitely the best place I've ever worked. And it's just very rewarding,
Absolutely.
you know, to help these children.
I did not know you were in the Peace Corps.
Yes.
Learned something new about you, ma'am. Now, Amy, you are the Director of Development.
I am.
Okay. And then how did you, well, I guess first tell us what a Director of Development kind of does at Dove House, and then how did you come to find this role as well?
So the Director of Development, I'm basically in charge of all things funding. So I am out there trying to find money. So if anybody has any, please call me.
That's a true salesman right there. Call me.
Yeah. But basically, we put on 2 events, 2 fundraisers, like you mentioned, the gala in April and then luncheon in the fall. And about 50% of our operating budget is covered by those 2 events. So there's
That's good.
definitely a strong reliance on the success of those events, on our ability to do our day-to-day jobs. And I came to know of Dove House back when it was first founded in 2001, 2002, when Dove House was just a notion that came about from trauma that happened here in our community, and there was no Dove House. And the family that went through that process found out about the model and started it with a very small group of people around a table that said, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
There was obviously something missing in our community. So the model was developed by a district attorney out of Alabama in the 80s. And he recognized as a district attorney that the system was broken, that the court systems did just not support successful prosecutions for children going through this, and mainly because they had to go through so many agencies and tell their story over and over, not only the trauma of having to tell that story over and over, but also so many loopholes created through that process where they just couldn't get successful prosecution rates. So the Child Advocacy Center really is the solution to that problem. And since its inception in Iredell County, our successful prosecution rate went from under 20% to we are over 88% or higher every year since the doors opened.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's why we do what we do.
Yeah. Well, I have some questions, some follow-up questions. I want to unpack a couple things that you said, but we're going to take a quick break really quick, and we'll be right back with Heart Mooresville.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, pretty comfortable day of weather around Lake Norman. Nice and dry, plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s for most of our neighborhoods. Low 40s overnight, mid-60s for our Wednesday. We'll get a little warmer gradually as we go through the rest of the work week, back around 80 by the weekend, and still really no chance for rain in sight, even though we could really use some. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Jay White here from Central Line of Realty. At Central Line of Realty, we believe it's all about you. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Central Line of Realty to work for you. Go to centrallineofrealty.com and let's get started.
Take your life by the reins and let the horses at Willow Equine heal and empower you. Located in Mooresville, our services help with trauma, anxiety, depression, and addiction. Love life again. Visit willowequine.com today.
Keep winter cold outside with propane heat from GMB Energy. We provide cost-effective propane to cook meals and heat your home and water, even when the power goes out. For a limited time, save big with rebates, like up to $350 on Cozy Heat fireplaces and up to $450 on select Rinnai tankless water heaters. Visit one of our 9 locations. Call 855-LPG-PROS or visit gbenergy.com. GMB Energy, family-owned and NC Grow.
But one objective.
Honey, can you turn that down?
Ladies.
Honey, can you turn it down?
Ever feel like your house is shaking every time your husband watches TV?
What?
Honey, can you turn it down?
That's not surround sound. That's hearing loss. Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius can help. With expert hearing tests and top quality hearing aids, you can finally enjoy your TV without shaking the whole neighborhood. Visit nchearing.com to schedule your free hearing test today. That's nchearing.com.
Make your work easier with Eagle Rentals of Troutman and Statesville. Eagle Rentals has generators, heaters, fans, painting equipment, floor care equipment, pressure washers, lighting equipment, and lawn care equipment. Plus, Eagle Rentals has construction equipment like forklifts, bobcat loaders, backhoes, excavators, and more. Reserve online at eaglerentals.com. That's eaglerentals.com.
Rev up your dreams with a bike from Tilly Harley-Davidson. Whether you're new to Harley or a seasoned pro, Tilly has the bike for you. Come experience the freedom of the ride. Feel the thrill of the road and the thunder that only a Harley can provide. Stop by Tilly Harley-Davidson of Statesville or go to tillyhd.com.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Intel has agreed to join Elon Musk's TerraFab project, a chip manufacturing effort for Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI. The project's goal is to produce a huge amount of computing power each year to advance AI and robotics. Musk's plan is to eventually manufacture his own chips for robotics, artificial intelligence, and space data centers. Bitcoin fell as much as 2.5% as the largest cryptocurrency continues to deal with market volatility enhanced by the war in Iran. Bitcoin has been stuck in a price range between roughly $60,000 and $75,000 since the conflict began in late February. Bitcoin is currently at just over $68,000. Apple shares down close to 3.5% on Tuesday after Nikkei Asia reported that the company is seeing setbacks in the engineering test phase of their foldable iPhone. The issues could lead to delays in its production and shipping schedule. Markets all in the red still this morning, with the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow down anywhere from 0.4% to more than 1%. I'm Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
You're listening to iHeart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And welcome back to iHeart Mooresville here on WSIC News. We are talking with Amy and Beth of Dove House, two amazing ladies that do amazing work in our community. We were just talking to you, Amy, a little bit about your role in the organization, and you were, kind of talking about kind of how these things go through the system, and the rate of them getting prosecuted. And I wanted to ask, is that kind of to both of you, but is that something you've seen over the years? Have things improved?
I'd say yes, for sure. I mean, as far as the way the cases are handled, we work really hard to have a coordinated effort in these cases, which can really make or break a case in some situations. We have wonderful law enforcement partners. Our district attorney's office is fabulous. Like, I would say in that regard, like, those things have really helped propel these cases
Mm-hmm.
into a positive outcome. But on the other side, there's more exposure, more things happening. Kids are dealing with more
Right.
much younger ages, so we're trying to combat it as hard as we can. But there's only so many of us, and so much we
Yeah.
can do. But we're really trying to do as much as we can.
Well, I think, again, thank you. Kudos to you guys. You do an amazing job. Wish it wasn't needed, but it is, and glad you're there to do it. I want to talk about the event because I want to make sure we have time to unpack this because not only does this event, support an amazing cause, but I've heard people that have attended this event, and I myself have attended, these events in the past, and people say it's the most wonderful time. Like it's just a fun time. I do a call and I actually called into the Good Morning Lake Norman show, and Patty Alvarez was the host, and I was talking to Patty, and she was just rave reviews saying that was probably the one of the most just cool experiences to be there, and just a fun night out, and for a great cause. I think you all do such a great job of accomplishing both of those things, where you really connect the emotion to what this is going to support, but also what a nice evening out that you get to do.
Even for us, even for our staff, like it's doom and gloom all the time for us.
Yeah.
And so this one night, even though the topic and the reason for it is really hard and heavy and sad, like it feels good to smile all night.
Yeah.
Like it really feels good to have this. I've spoken in front of a lot of different people, and when I get in front of the crowd at the Dove House events, the first year I did it, the energy in the room was just overwhelming, and people were eager to hear what I had to say, and you could feel the support for Dove House and for these kids, and it's just incredible.
I love that. Well, that's you all that create that environment, so you should be proud of that. I guess the first thing I want to kind of start out with at the event is, for people that maybe haven't been, is what can people expect from this event?
Well, it is amazing. It really is. And like Beth said, we have so much community support. And years ago, I started out as a volunteer. In 2002, I was just out trying to solicit donation items. And the first year that Dove House held its event, I think it made about $25,000. And last year we were able to raise over $500,000 in one night. So
Wow.
We've come a long way.
That's amazing.
We've come a long way. But it's a spectacular night, and the community, even from the food perspective, we have what we call like a taste of Lake Norman, and we have this year we have over 17, 18 restaurants that all participate in providing the food, and it is phenomenal. So that's just a really fun part of the evening, is to be able to come and experience the best of all these restaurants from the area. And we have champagne reception, we have photo ops, we have an incredible lineup for our silent auction, and then we do about 10 live auction packages with Larry Sprinkle as our MC, and that's just an amazing part of the evening as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. So silent auction, I want to talk about that because that is a big part of this event. It also helps you all raise a lot of money to continue the work that you do. But people want these items, right? Because you can get some great items. So tell us a little bit about, what to expect from the live and the silent.
Yeah, so the silent auction, so when you think about it, we have probably over 400 businesses that donate to us.
Wow.
We have a huge, huge outpouring of community support, from Lowe's Corp companies to the mom and pop shops to restaurants we just get an enormous amount of donations. So we have a team of about 3 of us, really, that sit around and we take all the donations that are coming in, and then we try to figure out how to make them into packages that people will want to take home. And we put a lot of thought and intention into each one of those packages, trying to make them really special. So we have right now over 250 items logged into our online bidding platform. And the donations continue to come in. Even today, we're like, oh no, oh my gosh. We're trying to go live with our silent auction on this Friday. We'll
Okay.
try to be live a week early so that people can start bidding now.
Wow.
And even though the event has been sold out, it's sold out in the first 2 weeks. So we have over 435 people attending, and another 65 to 70 volunteers that will be there that night. But we do have the capability of signing people up to be remote bidders. And so even if you were not fortunate enough to get a ticket to the event, you can still fully participate by bidding online and being able to see all the same things that everybody that is there will see as well.
Okay.
I love that
Yeah.
you offer that opportunity because, sometimes people, maybe dressing up isn't their thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to support and they just don't want to do an evening, right?
Yeah.
And they can still take part in that. I love that you kind of, are being inclusive to all of those people that want to be a part of it. 400. I mean, that's amazing that we get that support.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons I love Mooresville and the Lake Norman area because we always come together to support these things, which is why so many people want to move here.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys are doing too good.
That's right. We're all doing too great of a job.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to come here.
Exactly.
So the silent auction is just one piece, but you also have a live auction that Larry Sprinkle has done for
24 years.
24 years.
Yes.
So what do people expect from the live auction? Because those are always so much fun.
It's fun to watch. It's, he is very animated and I don't know if he still does, but if we can help him, he gets up on the tables and,
In his younger
that's
days,
awesome.
he
Yeah.
was jumping around the tables.
Yeah. And he, he wants Dove House to be successful that night. So he really goes in 100%, but, we're really grateful for that. And just kudos to you guys because the partnership with the Charles Mack Citizen Center this year has been incredible and has made our lives so much easier. And that's invaluable. So kudos to you guys as well.
Good. We always want to support. Well, are there any cool prizes that you can share for the live auction, or are they secret for now?
We'll have a few. We have one that is huge that we have wanted for many years, and we were trying to figure out what's the best way. So we thought maybe today we could unveil it to the community and talk about. We have several wonderful packages, but we're going to end the night with a signed Taylor Swift guitar.
Oh my gosh.
Partnered with, because she's getting married this year, partnered with a Travis Kelce helmet and jersey. And this guitar is one of 10 in the country.
My gosh.
Wow.
We created a really strong partnership with a guy that helps us. And he is friends with her manager, and so was able to get us one of. It has to go to a nonprofit, and he chose us. So
wow.
it is going to be
Congratulations.
huge, but it
Yes.
is
That
the
is
coolest
big.
thing you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. I hope it brings in so much money for you guys.
We tried to get a wedding
did we.
invitation to go with it, but it didn't come.
Oh my gosh. I think that
still
should
waiting.
definitely be part of it.
Right?
We should get to go. Yes, to the wedding. I think that's a very reasonable ask.
We're really good with confidentiality. We feel like
I love it. Well, that is amazing. That's so cool. I'm sure we're going to have so many people that just want to come for that, right?
we have a jet ski, we have a UTV, we have a mountain house in Asheville. It is stunning. We have just a lot of really great items. Amy and her team have outdid themselves this year.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
That's amazing. Great work, you guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to keep talking with Amy and Beth from Dove House.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, pretty comfortable day of weather around Lake Norman. Nice and dry, plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s for most of our neighborhoods. Low 40s overnight, mid 60s for our Wednesday. We'll get a little warmer gradually as we go through the rest of the work week. Back around 80 by the weekend, and Still really no chance for rain in sight, even though we could really use some. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Free admission, live music, amazing finds, and a mission that matters. WSIC's Family Fest, May 2nd at Purple Heart Homes in Statesville. Be there. Visit WSICnews.com for details.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. On April 11th, you can enjoy a great meal while supporting a great cause. The Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department is hosting a drive-through barbecue chicken fundraiser starting at 11 a.m. until sold out at Station 1. For just $10, you'll get barbecue chicken, baked beans, slaw, a roll, and dessert, all while helping support local firefighters and community safety initiatives. It's an easy way to give back and enjoy a classic meal at the same time. And looking ahead to May, mark your calendar for a big community celebration. WSIC Family Fest 2026 takes place May 2nd from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Purple Heart Homes headquarters in Statesville. This event celebrates 79 years of WSIC with free admission for everyone and a full day of shopping, family fun, and live entertainment. There'll be a large community yard sale, food vendors, live music, and activities for all ages, with a portion of proceeds supporting Purple Heart Homes. Whether you're hunting for deals, grabbing lunch, or just enjoying a day out with family and friends, it's a great way to connect with the community. For vendor information and full event details, visit WSICnews.com.
Merlefest 2026, presented by Window World, delivers music, moments, and memories each year. Hear Allison Krauss in Union Station featuring Jerry Douglas, Old Crow Medicine Show, Charles Wesley Godwin, Blackberry Smoke, Molly Tuttle, Railroad Earth, the infamous String Dusters, Joy Alida Coon, Maggie Rose, Sam Bush, Peter Rowan, Steep Canyon Rangers, the Costellos, the Creekers, and more. Join us April 23rd through 26th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. For the full lineup and tickets, visit merlefest.org.
For even more local events and everything happening around Lake Norman, head to liveworkplaylkn.com.
Reimagining care, restoring trust. Discover One Health, where our mission is creating the healthcare we all deserve. One Health provides comprehensive primary care and OBGYN services across the Lake Norman area. Visit our website at onehealthmpc.com to read our story and find a provider.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And welcome back to Heart Mooresville. We're talking to Dove House. We've got Amy and Beth here with us. They just unveiled, dropped a bomb with their big live auction item, which is a Taylor Swift signed Taylor Swift guitar. Now,
And Kelsey autographed helmet and jersey.
Yes.
So it's not separate. It's all bundled together as one big
because
auction
they are
item.
becoming one.
now, let me just tell you, Sean.
I'm a Swiftie.
He is a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He is a Swiftie.
Yeah, CJ and I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing. He's probably gonna bid on that, even if he's not there, or track down the person that got it.
Yeah, I could do it online.
We'll send you a
Right.
sneak
Can I
peek.
do the live auction online?
We have never set that up
No.
to be able to.
Can I have somebody there as
You
on the
could
phone?
have somebody there
And-
on the phone and be like proxy bidding for
Right,
you.
right.
Secret service.
Yeah.
We would totally allow that. So
Okay.
yeah.
And never raise your paddle if you actually don't want to win.
I
the
wouldn't.
item. Yeah, I did
I
that once,
wouldn't.
and yeah, the beads of sweat were like,
That's
oh
not
my gosh! I was
advice.
trying to like be cool with my son. It was at an event,
Yeah.
and like raised it first, figuring like, oh man, it'll get buried, and then it was like, and going twice. I'm like, oh no! And then somebody else did. I was like, oh, and it's a story, that will be like a core memory growing up for him. But one of those like, you don't mess around with it.
Well, again, so an evening with Dove House is at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. It's April 18th. It's from 5 to 10:30 p.m. Tickets are sold out, you said, right? So, you may have missed the chance this year, but you do have a luncheon in the fall.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the luncheon.
Luncheon is also at the Charles Mack Citizen Center, and it's usually in October. We'll release that date soon. And it's a quick hour in the middle of your day, but it's really more about awareness and helping people understand what we do and why we do it. and we have a guest speaker at both events. And just to kind of really get the word out in the community, because we still run into a lot of people that don't know what Dove House does. So, and we're kind of one of those things, you don't think you need to know about it till you need to know about it.
Right.
So we want people to be, aware.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that you're grateful. It's great if you don't have to, if you don't need those services, but grateful that they're there
Exactly.
when you don't. And so that's, definitely something that you want to support. So 2 great opportunities throughout the year to support Dove House, by coming to the luncheon in the fall or to the gala in April. You were saying next year is actually going to be your 25th anniversary.
Yes. So it's going to be, we're going to go all out and really celebrate everything that we've done so far and how far we've come. And then what's next for Dove House.
That's amazing. Now, if people want to get involved or support, where do they go to learn more?
Yeah, so we still are looking for a few more volunteers for the night of the 18th. So if anybody was interested in volunteering, they could send an email to events@dovehouse.us. Events@dovehouse.us. They could email that address, and we would get them in touch with our volunteer coordinator. They can call Dove House's number, of course, and somebody will answer the phone and get them in touch with the appropriate people. But there's still an opportunity to volunteer. And, of course, again, an opportunity to participate if you want to bid remotely.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate
are so grateful for this opportunity, and we just love our partnership with Mooresville and with you guys and the community. Like, there's no way, even the volunteers, like, there's no way any of this could happen without all of this support. So we're just very grateful.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we are, we're definitely going to have you guys back on, especially before the luncheon in the fall. So we're going to definitely circle back around and find out and check in with you guys a little bit later. This event, the Dove House event, again, April 18th at the Charles Mack, an evening with Dove House. It is sold out, but you can get tickets to their luncheon, which they'll release some details later on. You can go to events@dovehouse.us. You can email events@dovehouse.us for, information or to inquire more. But, again, we appreciate it. And there are a lot of events coming up. We definitely want to highlight some things going on in the area. We are quickly growing, and so lots of things happening in the Lake Norman area. One of those things that's coming up is the end of our concert series. It is April 24th at the Charles Mack Citizen Center, Joe V. Knox Auditorium. It is the closeout of our Town Stage entertainment series, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, September, an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute.
I know.
I mean, it's going to be a really good show. We've seen them. We've got the sneak peek of them at an event we went to recently, and it was a lot of fun.
It was.
They were good. They were great.
Yeah, I don't think people will not be able to keep from standing up and dancing to this show, because it is amazing.
We're actually going to remove all the seats.
Yeah.
You're not even going to need it.
You're
just going to be up and dancing the whole
no,
time.
No
so,
one will need to sit down.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's going to be like totally energized the whole time. Also coming up is our Rock the Park series that we get to announce soon.
That'll be soon.
The lineup.
Yeah.
I think this year's going to be good. We've got a good mix that's coming. We'll be announcing that over the next week or two. Of course, that runs May through September. The first Friday of every month, except July, is the second Friday because of July 4th. We like to give people that holiday weekend. And then in October is always our Symphony Under the Stars. So we do a little bit of orchestra.
Yes,
this
we're
year.
incorporating America 250 into that.
Yes.
So it'll be a lot of patriotic music. Hopefully we'll be able to add a couple cool things to the show.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Got some things up our sleeves.
Yeah.
We're busy.
Some tricks.
We have heavy sleeves. There's a lot of stuff up there.
And then an exciting lineup to this year's, or a change to this year's lineup, is our Mooresville Day Race City Festival.
Yeah. Mashup.
The mashup.
Mashup.
We call it a
Love
mashup.
it.
So 2 great events. Of course, Mooresville Day started in 2023 as part of our 150th anniversary celebration, Mooresville's birthday. And so we had so much fun that year. And I think the community had so much fun.
We had a really, really good feedback from that event.
15,000 people that came out. And we were like, we got to do this every year. Like, this is not America's, but Mooresville's birthday
event.
party.
Right.
This year's America's birthday, so I'm getting confused. But Mooresville's birthday party every year, because we think that Mooresville is great and should be celebrated. And so this is an event that celebrates all those things that are just quintessential Mooresville. You're going to see pie in the sky.
Yeah, and it's Race City USA as well. So you can't do this without the motorsports industry
right.
being involved. So I know we've been working hard with various businesses and race teams around the area, and see some special surprises along Main Street possibly.
Right.
So
yeah, very excited about that. And I think teaming up with the Chamber of Commerce for their event, which is Race City Festival, has been going on for 44 years.
Yeah.
44 years. So
it's a long time.
I mean, long history there. But Mooresville is Race City USA. So I think just tying those two things together, there'll be such a benefit there, and hopefully drive traffic to downtown businesses. Got some fun ideas for that. So I think definitely come out. It's not going to be one you want to miss this year. Got some cool entertainment planned throughout the day. So it's gonna be a good time. And that event is 10 to 3 p.m. in downtown Mooresville. It's along Main and Broad Street, and over in the old Christian Mission parking lot, owned by Mitchell Community College. We gotta name that lot.
Yeah,
we have to come up with a cool name for it, like
I don't know. We'll figure something out.
The Rockin' Lot. I don't know. We'll think of
Give
something.
me a little bit.
Just, I'll put Sean on it.
Yeah.
He'll think of a name. We'll name the area. But it's don't miss it. And you can find out more information about these events and all the events coming up in the Mooresville at mooresvilleevents.com. There's also a community calendar, so you can actually load your own events and submit your own events for the calendar.
Yeah, and there's really one stipulation to that is it just has to be in either the 28115 or 28117 area code, just because we're trying to make everybody know what's happening in Mooresville. There's a lot of places, showing around for other towns and stuff, but we do a good job for
promoting
Mooresville.
Our town. But it does not have to be hosted by the town. You're going to see events on this calendar hosted by our amazing organizations, businesses. They all go on that community calendar, so you can stay up to date. And then our Mooresville Arts and Events social platforms, Facebook, Instagram. You'll see some weekly highlights of upcoming events for that as well. Couple other events that I want to highlight because, all of our departments across the town do such an amazing job with programs and events. Parks and Recreation always has things going on. They have the cutest program coming up.
I know.
I talked about it a couple weeks ago, but this is, I have to mention it again because coming up on April 24th, it is a stuffy sleepover.
I read about this.
Is this not amazing?
So they fill the room with
cutest
pollen.
idea.
Yeah, they fill the room with pollen. Lock a Flonase in a box in the middle, and then it's just feast or famine who gets it first. So,
No,
yeah,
that's not what it is, Sean.
Not that
That's
kind of
stuffy.
stuffy, Sean.
No, it's perfect
No.
time for it.
No, it's not what it is.
Oh.
It is your stuffed animals.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it's your little furry friends, stuffed animals that you can take to have a sleepover experience, basically. You can
They have
drop
a night of activities.
in a night, right? And you get photos
Yeah.
of them like doing things.
Yeah.
Your sleepover, and they're making friends with other stuffies.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
It's adorable. So you can drop them off on April 24th between 4 and 6 p.m. at the Selma Burke Center. You can also pick them up the next morning between 9 and 10 a.m. This is a full night of activities that they have planned for them for your sleepover. So if you have kids that have stuffies and you want them to have this experience, register, man. This is awesome.
Love it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening today. We have enjoyed. Thank you, Beth and Amy, for coming on. Everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next week on I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News.
Great radio doesn't end here. Catch the full episode and dive or into our archives on the WSIC News app.
WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, Statesville, Lake Norman's home for local talk radio. WSIC, local. Start